Hey, it's Dr. Fred with Tuesday Morning Transformation. How you guys doing today? Guess what? Guess we're going to talk about do not disturb. This is pretty funny, I have to admit. Nice prop. Hey, this is all about protecting your peace. What's that mean? Hey, we go through life and there's just stuff. We have stuff to do. We got to do here, and the kids here, and our job here, and get the groceries, and there's just things where our life is in incessant thought. So when we identify with our mind, when we think we're our mind, then our life is about going from thought to thought to thought to a to-do list, and we miss being a human being, and then we become a human doing. Doesn't our life feel like that sometimes? We're a human doing rather than a human being. With our spirit, though, spirit and consciousness is about beingness. It's not about doing. And so when we have problems in our life and we're constantly thinking, and we have all this stuff, what's that do? What does constant thought do? It drains our body of energy because it creates emotions inside us. We're emotional beings that actually drains our energy. So how do we know if our life is in incessant thought? Because we use our physiology. We can tell. I use my physiology as a tool. So when I feel emotionally drained, when I feel tired, when it's the morning and I don't want to get up, then I'm thinking, man, what am I obsessed in my thought about? What problem do I have? Do I just need to solve? What person in my life do I just need to get rid of? Or not get rid of, but I need to define that relationship better. Right? So I had a couple quick stories. Recently I had a business relationship, and we were invested in this project. Well, it's all about my book and doing all these things. We're hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in it. And then the relationship just started going sideways. The person had some challenge in our life, in their life. Life happens. But then I noticed, I don't even like receiving emails. I don't want to talk to them on the phone. I don't like any of this. And I just noticed my body was getting drained of energy. So finally, what happens? I'm like, you know what? I have to protect my peace. So I said, you know what? I'm hanging the do not disturb sign on there. So I left that relationship. It doesn't matter what the financial investment was. Just walk away from it. Why? Because it was draining my body emotionally, and I felt like if I stay here, it's going to make me sick. Now, that's my one core value. If something in my life is dragging my body down physiologically, then boom. That's when I know I can go through stress emotionally, but when it starts affecting my body, that's when, okay, action needs to be done. A decision needs to be made. Something needs to change. When my son was a teenager, after his mother passed, he was 16, and we're going through all this stuff, man. It was like, we were like this, right? Highly independent kid, totally respected his independence, more like an entrepreneur like myself, didn't really follow rules. And so, here you're trying to raise this kid to be successful. They're a bit of a defiant teenager. I mean, he wasn't doing bad things, but you know how it is. They just weren't listening to you. So I'm trying to keep him in line and do all this. And then all of a sudden, I started to get an ulcer. I'm noticing, man, I'm burning in my stomach. Okay, there we go. That's the line. That's the core value, right? So I said, okay, I'm done. So I'm like, Chase, here's the deal. Here's the boundaries of the house. You can operate in here. I'll give you everything. Now, what's this mean? Hey, you know what? Make your bed. Clean your room. Get decent grades. You don't have to be the straight A student. I don't need the bumper sticker that says my kid's on the honor roll. I mean, great for all the parents, and those kids need an acknowledgement. That's a great achievement. I'm not judging it. But it's like, if you get B's, I'm all good, because he's going to be an entrepreneur anyway. Right? I used to tell him, you're either going to be in a van by the river or you're going to change the world. One of the two, right? So I'm like, you in here, in these boundaries, man, it's pretty loose in there. Be home for dinner at 6. You can have everything. Here you have everything. Out here you have nothing. Right? Here everything, here nothing. Here everything, nothing. Everything, nothing. Everything, nothing. Okay? So it's like black or white. Do you get it? Do you have any questions? No. Of course, what does an independent, defiant kid wants to do? He wants to operate out here. Right? Out here, I have an ulcer. In here, I don't. That was my perspective. So I set these black and white rules. Here you have everything. Here you have nothing. When he operated in here, I would give him good stuff. When he operated out here, he got nothing. When he's out here and he got all pissed off, then I'd say, hey, are you out here or are you in here? So finally what happened was I had to say, you know what? Do not disturb. And this was my son. Do not disturb. It's pretty easy. It's black and white. And guess what? Because I changed my perspective and I protected my peace, that ulcer was gone in 2 weeks. Haven't had it back. Right? How did that happen? Because it was my perspective. It was emotional obsession. You know, I talk about my wife that passed away. Before she passed away, I thought my primary core value was love. I thought, you know, that's the most important thing in your life is love. That's what, you know, that's everything. That's the most important thing. And then I realized after she passed, it wasn't the fact that she passed that was so traumatic. It was the disappointment on how often we argued about stupid things. And it wasn't me. And I thought we wasted so much time. We wasted our peace on small things. Like if there's any lesson that any couple could get, it's like, don't waste your time on small things. Have your peace. And I realized after she passed, my primary core value was not love. It was peace. And how often has anybody been in a relationship where you have love and the relationship's a nightmare? There's drama, there's stress, right? So now when I get in a relationship, I say, you know what, we're not gonna stay together because we love each other. We're gonna stay together because we're healthy, because we're peaceful, because we know how to protect each other. We know how not to push those buttons, how not to disturb each other, and how to be healthy. So that was such a big lesson to learn, that we just have to protect our peace. Now, the problem is parents and relationships, you know, we give of ourselves till we deplete of ourselves, and then we're not good to anybody. We're not even good to ourselves. So one example how I protect my peace is, you know, I on coaching calls all day. Man, I'm all about helping people with problems all day. And then at 7:30, boom, guess what I do? Do not disturb. 7:30 at night, that's when I'm creative. That's when I make my PowerPoints. That's when I write in my book. That's when we create blogs. That's when we do all these things. That's when I just might want to sit down. That's where I decide what personal calls that I want to take. Why? Because I have to regenerate. So the next morning when 5 o'clock comes and it's still dark outside, that I can get up, boom, okay, I'm fired up about the day. Now I can be great for other people because I hang my do not disturb sign up at night. Just one last story. I remember when I was married to Cindy, you know, all of a sudden she would be so stressed, and then Chase would be there doing something disruptive, and I'd have to put the do not disturb sign on her. Okay, mom needs a little break. Let's just go outside. We'll go to the school and play some basketball, right? So that's what we do. Not only do we protect our peace, but sometimes we have to hang that do not disturb sign on our partner, and we respect that. So let's get out our do not disturb sign. Let's protect our own peace so that we can be loving and peaceful with other people. Let's be our best. Let's know that this is a good sign. This is not selfish. This is protecting yourself so you can be great with yourself and you can be great with others. Okay, gang, make your sign. Take care of yourself. I know there's boatloads of people that need this. Please share and comment. And I love you for being here every Tuesday morning. Thank you. See you next week.